My guidance counselor told me I wasn't university material, and years later I pretended not to know her. She said it senior year, scoffed when I told her I wanted to study psychology. Don't apply to university. You're not university material. I was 17, anxious, struggling to focus, and I remember sitting across from her desk thinking, this is the person whose entire job is to help me figure out my future. And she just dismissed me in under a minute. I attended every class, did well on my assignments. The issue was finishing them. Anxiety made everything feel like wading through wet concrete. Every year, starting from freshman year, I'd sit in that same chair across from her and explain that I was struggling and needed more support. And every year she'd lean back, glance at her screen, and tell me I wasn't trying hard enough. She never once referred me to a specialist, never suggested testing, never did anything a guidance counselor is actually supposed to do. Part of the reason, I think, was my stepdad. He was a social worker for the school board, personal friends with her. So in her mind, I came from a good home with every resource available and was just being lazy. What she didn't know was that my stepdad had adopted me and basically checked out, ignored me my entire childhood. My mom spent all her energy keeping him happy. I was on my own in ways that didn't show up on paper. Nothing wrong with my home on the outside. Inside was a different story entirely. So when she scoffed at me in that meeting and told me not to apply to university, it landed differently than she probably intended. It didn't just sting, it stuck. I heard that sentence for years after. Every time I failed at something, every time I quit something, every time I looked around at my life in my mid-20s working jobs I hated, feeling like I was just killing time, I got really depressed, barely leaving the apartment depressed. And somewhere in the middle of that, I started thinking about her, about that meeting, about the way she said it so casually, like my future was a small inconvenience she had to manage before lunch. Something shifted. I applied to university. I don't even fully remember making the decision. I just remember hitting submit on the application and thinking, fine, let's see. I got in. Not only did I get in, but I graduated with honors. Then I enrolled in teachers college and did it again. Honors. Then I went back and completed a master's degree in behavioral psychology, the exact field she told me I had no business being in, the exact subject I'd mentioned when I was 17, sitting in that chair, asking for help she never gave me. I didn't reach out to tell her. I didn't post about it. I didn't send a letter. I just kept going. Some people want the revenge moment while it's happening. I just wanted to build a life that made her irrelevant. For the most part, it worked. Years passed. I barely thought about her. Then 2 years ago, my stepdad died. I went to the visitation because my mom needed me there. I was near the back talking to relatives when I saw her walk in. She and my stepdad had been friends through the school board, so it made sense she'd come. She signed the guest book, looked around the room, spotted me, and her face lit up like she was expecting a meaningful reunion. She walked straight over. I let her get exactly one sentence out. Then I gave her the most genuine blank look I've ever produced in my adult life. I'm so sorry, you must be confusing me with someone else. She laughed a little like I was joking. No, I was your guidance counselor for 4 years. I tilted my head, held the expression, shrugged slowly. I honestly don't remember you. The smile dropped. She tried once more, mentioned the school by name, mentioned a specific year. I looked at her like she was describing a building I'd never been inside. Then I excused myself to go check on my mom. I glanced back once. She was standing alone, still looking over, and the expression on her face wasn't anger, wasn't embarrassment. It was closer to deflation. She had come hoping I'd tell her how far I'd come, that I'd give her some version of credit, that she'd get to feel like part of the story. Instead, I gave her nothing. No recognition, no warmth, no anger even, because anger would have meant she still mattered. Just a blank face that said, you made no impression on me whatsoever. That was the most honest thing I said all night.